Humans have come up with all sorts of creative ways to inflict bodily harm on one another, from torture devices to psychological manipulation to the KFC Cheetos Chicken Sandwich.
Are you serious? Where did you get those relics from? The Shah Ferran's garage sale?
The problem with traditional torture is that the prisoner can actually prepare for it, and at some point, the physical pain stops hurting. Psychological pain, on the other hand, is impossible to train for.
This is great stuff. It's not great stuff. That's like 1972. Hello.
For this list, All Things Top 5 ranks the top 5 songs used to torture prisoners that are straight out of the CIA's torture mixtape. Number 5. Dirrty. Not only did teenage boys self-torture themselves to this music video, but also Mohammed Al-Qahtani, who tried to enter the US to participate in the 9/11 hijackings. Al-Qahtani was kept awake using Christina Aguilera's Dirrty and told he could sleep when he tells the truth. The Ex-Musketeer song was an overtly sexually charged pop anthem meant to make it impossible for Mohammed Al-Qahtani to be a good Muslim, since women singing were believed to be extra offensive. Dirrty was utilized alongside exposure to female interrogators to intimidate and upset the prisoners. In addition, many prisoners were forced to go shirtless during interrogations and forced to give each other lap dances, Magic Mike style.
Stop it, please, I beg you! It's a sin! It's a sin! It's a sin!
Number 4. Enter Sandman. Trying to keep the prisoners awake while blasting music about sleeping is definitely torture. When the war in Iraq first started, the military was using Metallica's Enter Sandman to soften the prisoners up and offend their cultural sensibilities by making them In a 2000 interview with NPR, James Hetfield said, "If the Iraqis aren't used to freedom, then I'm glad to be part of their exposure." As for how he feels about their music used for torture, Hetfield nervously laughed.
Is this torture for you?
If I listened to Metallica 24 hours a day, it would be torture, for sure.
In an interview on MSNBC, drummer Lars Ulrich has a different opinion of Metallica's music being used as torture.
When you found out that Enter Sandman and other Metallica songs are being used in Iraq and in other detention facilities as sort of this way to torture people, essentially psychologically torture people.
When you hear stories like the one you're telling, it all seems so bizarre.
If the military really wants to get a prisoner to talk, perhaps they should play something off of Lulu. Number 3. The Real Slim Shady. These were the nasally words detainees at Guantanamo Bay prison came to fear. Binyam Mohammed was seeking asylum in the UK in 1994. He was later detained in Pakistan and was held in both Guantanamo Bay and a CIA prison in Morocco. Binyam's captivity included horrible torture methods, including beatings, being sliced with a scalpel, and listening to the bleach blonde rapper spit hot fire directly into his ear canal for 20 days straight.
You're a monster!
When The Guardian interviewed him in 2008, he said the music was worse than the physical pain. Binyam said he could hear others in the prison screaming and smashing their heads against the wall, and plenty lost their minds. When given the choice, he would rather lose his sight before losing his mind than continue to listen to Slim Shady.
What's happening to him? What's killing him? I think it must be my music.
Number 2. Staying Alive. Is there anything more disturbing than the optimism and grooviness of staying alive in the context of pain, humiliation, and terror? The contrast between how the song sounds and the situation the CIA plays it in is enough to make anyone tremble. According to Moazzam Beg, who had been interrogated by FBI and CIA agents while detained in Afghanistan in 2003, the scrotical squeezing harmonies of the Bee Gees' 1977 disco soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever were used on detainees to keep them constantly awake and quite possibly fearful of being castrated. Beg thought it was a joke at first, but as the torture began to stretch on, it became unbearable. This song became the auditory equivalent of getting kicked in the nuts over and over again. Before we get to number 1, remember to subscribe to All Things Top 5 and ring that bell to be notified for our latest videos. Number 1. Dear God. While most artists protested the use of their songs in torture, death metal band DSI definitely didn't have a problem with any of it. DSI's F Your God was named as ranking number 1 on the favorites list for torture among US troops. When word of this info got to drummer Steve Ossane, the only thing he could really say was, "It's cool, if we're up to military standards of audio abuse, it makes me feel like DSI's doing our part for the troops." It seems that any music with cracked out Cookie Monster vocals ultimately becomes useful in the hands of interrogators. Honestly, we at All Things Top 5 find that the Baby Shark theme song is more disturbing than DSI's F Your God.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Do you agree or disagree with our list? Did listening to any of these songs break your will and make you hit that subscribe button? Comment below and watch our other videos and subscribe to All Things Top 5.